All right. Welcome to week 4 of Tater Talk, brought to you by the Tater Towel, made of 100% Idaho potatoes. All right. So AJ, you're 8-1 on your high school picks. Let's see how we shape up this week. Prattville versus Lee.
Going Prattville.
All right. What about Wetumpka versus Chilton County?
I feel like the Indians will beat the Tigers pretty bad this week.
Okay. Stanhope at Northview.
This might shock some folks, but I'm going with Mustangs, their first win of the season.
No hope Stanhope. That's a tough pick. Okay. So recap some of the big games from last week. We got Louisville Clemson, which was actually not that close.
Yeah, I guess I bought into Louisville and was drinking the Kool-Aid. But Clemson basically came in like they owned the place, pushing furniture around, raiding the refrigerator, doing whatever they wanted. So that's what I got from that game.
All right.
As I predicted, no, but seriously, Lamar Jackson just can't do it by himself. You know, the guy still had almost 500 total yards of offense, but his defense let him down. Pretty much everybody else on his team let him down, and Clemson just has way more guys.
Still a team sport. Still a team sport. Okay, so for the shocker of the week, Mississippi State comes out and is just dominant against LSU. You know, what did you think there?
Okay, so now it's my turn to eat some crow on this one. Totally got this one wrong. Mississippi State looks legit. LSU also just reminded us that they still have Ed Orgeron, but credit to Mississippi State, they look great.
Yeah, Mississippi State is legit, and I saw this coming. Like Kyle saw Clemson beat Louisville. But I just feel like LSU, it just isn't for real, and Mississippi State proved it.
Okay, so Florida-Tennessee ends on an epic Hail Mary that I missed because I just assumed we were going to overtime and was scanning. What do you guys think?
Well, I feel like this is another game. Butch Jones had a chance to win and let it get away. He forgot he had a running back in John Kelly who was running all over the Gators and wearing down their defense. So to me, it's all on Butch Jones. He let this happen.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that with the coaches. McElwain wasn't much better. Butch just screwed up worse, I guess. I don't know how you give up a Hail Mary in that situation with no guys, no defenders in the end zone.
Yeah. You can't
pretty inexcusable.
You can't let them get behind your backs. Yeah. So looking at a whole new slate of SEC coaches for next year. I mean, that's going to be wild. All right, so moving into the games of this week, Oklahoma State TCU. Oklahoma State's a big favorite in this one. I think it's probably going to be a little closer than that, though. What do you guys think?
I don't think it's going to be that close as everybody thinks. I feel like Oklahoma State went into Pitt and beat them up pretty good last week, and I feel like the Fighting Mullets will win 44-24.
I guess we can't go without mentioning the 9th-year senior quarterback in Mason Rudolph for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. This could be a high-scoring affair given that both teams have high-powered offenses. I don't know if everybody remembers Kenny Trill from Texas A&M. Well, now he's at TCU, and he's actually looking like a pretty decent quarterback, so it could just be a throw it all over the field kind of game, but I'm going with Oklahoma State in about a 10-point game.
All right, so we got Florida-Kentucky, which actually has some SEC East implications this year. Florida has won this contest 30 times in a row, longest streak in the FBS. So, does Kentucky have a chance?
I mean, if they're looking for their chance, it's this year. The way they played against South Carolina was really impressive. They battled through a lot of adversity in that game, gave up a touchdown on the first play. Then at the end, South Carolina was driving, and they were able to. Their defense was able to get stops, and their quarterback Steven Johnson was able to bust out a long run at the end to seal it for them. Kentucky showed a lot of grit. I don't see that from Kentucky. I know from Florida. Excuse me. I know it's a trendy pick, but Kentucky just looks like the better team.
Whoa! Let's hold the tater tots.
Oh, okay.
I get everybody excited. Kentucky's undefeated. I get it. But I feel like the secret's out of the bag with them beating South Carolina. Florida will be ready for this game. They've found some new weapons on offense, and I feel like Florida will win this game. I'm going 24-16 Gators.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Mississippi State wins a shocker last week against LSU. They go and play a very good Georgia team. What's happening there?
I feel like this will be a really good game. I do, however, feel like the Bulldogs from Starkville will win again this week and show that they really are a good football team. I feel like the Bulldogs win 27-20.
I think we got ourselves a dogfight. No, but seriously, to touch on another aspect of Mississippi State's game, Arius Williams, the running back for Mississippi State, rushed for almost 150 yards on LSU's defense. I thought that was very impressive. If they can utilize the quarterback and the running back against Georgia, I think it's going to be a great game from. You know, he's already proven that he could go on the road to, like, in Notre Dame and win a game, so he's got a little edge to him too. I'm thinking this game is going to be close. Again, I'm going with the trendy pick. I'm going with the Mississippi State Bulldogs, given their whole makeup right now. They're got one of the best defenses in the country, and they've actually got one of the best offenses in the country. So why not?
All right, so Auburn has 5 turnovers against Mercer last week. Mizzou loses a tough game to Purdue. What's going on over there?
I think the positive takeaway for Auburn is that they actually got to practice recovering fumbles. They did an okay job at that. You know, they got some of them back, lost the majority of them. So I think the focus this week will probably be to hang on to the ball. That probably will have to be only their main focus, because Missouri is just even worse than Auburn. They're absolutely terrible. Last week could only hold on to the ball 16 minutes. Got absolutely dominated by Purdue. You know, Auburn wins this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I feel like Missouri after this game was calling Purdue Perdon't because the beating they took, and I feel like Gus is trying to take the focus off the turnovers by talking about how Jared Stidham looked 32 of 37. However, I feel like another thing for Auburn coming back is Kerryon Johnson coming back. I think this is going to give Cameron Petway a much-needed rest a little bit, and maybe have somebody else helping him out. So I feel like Auburn wins 41-3.
Okay, so we've got Vandy coming to we got Bama going to Vandy. Vandy won its first game against a ranked non-conference opponent since 1946, but they have not beat Bama since 1984.
Yeah.
Did the Commodores hold the Tide back?
Well, considering that last win against Bama was the year before I was born, which I can't even, like, nobody else can really remember that.
You don't remember before you were born?
Anyway, I feel like Vanderbilt should be careful what they ask for, because they say they want Bama. Well, I feel like they're going to get a Bama team with a hungry Rashawn Evans and a couple other linebackers that are coming for the doors. And I feel like Bama will not cover, but they will win this game 31-13.
Hey, yeah, I kind of want to echo that. Touch on the defense last week, giving up almost 400 total yards of offense. The word on the street is that the defense was not happy with their performance. As AJ said, they're getting some guys back. I look for those guys to be hungry and come right in and make some plays. I think, well, you throw in a sassy Vandy player, you know, putting Alabama on his hit list. So I think that usually doesn't turn out well for the opponent of Alabama. But I will say that Vandy does have a competent, efficient, effective quarterback in Kyle Shermer. This could be a breakout game for him. I mean, he could be a reason they hang around. They also have the #1 defense in the country right now, believe it or not. But I just don't see them winning this game.
All right, so now to our favorite segment of the week, Taters Haters, brought to you by
Taters Haters.
Spot in there. All right, so the Tater Hater is in this room, one Mr. Kyle Reed.
You know, you think you know your friends or your colleagues, and you really don't. Called me out last week talking about the so-called Tater effect, which, again, I feel like is baloney. And the other thing I want to say about this, Kansas State, yes, they were ranked number 18. They have a great coach in Bill Snyder, and they just don't have many players, though. I mean, Vanderbilt showed up, the defense stiffened up and stopped Kansas State, and I can say, are you really surprised?
I mean, in my defense, AJ didn't really think Vandy was going to win that game. So the Tater effect is still in. It's still on. It's alive and well. It's in the science books. It's fact. You know, you can't argue with it.
All right. Thanks for joining us this week. Make sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and make sure to come back next week for all the picks.